The Godfather of Harlem, Episode 10, Chickens Come Home to Roost. Bumpy has a big meeting with the mob family bosses. They accuse Bumpy of killing Lorenzo. Bumpy said, I don't kill kids. But he did say that he did kill Zambrano because Zambrano was endangering his family's life. And in self-defense, he did it, which what any of them would have done in the same predicament. That he said that he has these files that's connected to the Bowers land investigation that was tied into the subcommittee investigation tied to Adam Clayton Powell on organized crime. That he said if anything happens to him, his family members, or his soldiers, that this information will be given to Adam Clayton Powell. That he said that he's the most worst nightmare that the mob could ever have. And the mob boss said, are you going to snitch, Bumpy? He said, think about it like this. He gave the analogy, the U.S. and Russia got nuclear weapons pointed at each other, just like we do, mutually assured destruction. He got up and left the meeting. I said, this is some cool stuff right here. Malcolm and Bumpy are talking in the diner, and it comes up on the TV news wire that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Mamie and Margaret are walking to a department store. They see the TV playing in the window, and they're watching it. Adam Clayton Powell's talking to his staff that they're going to remember the day when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. He goes in the office, and he's crying. The Italians are gloating about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Gigante and Banana are talking about trying to get rid of Bumpy because he has leverage on them. And Gigante said he has a guy from Sicily that could whack Bumpy, and they wouldn't connect it to him. Bumpy goes home and talks to Margaret and Mamie about them moving down to the South. And Margaret doesn't want to leave. Mamie doesn't want to leave. And Bumpy assures them that they will be safe if they leave Harlem and go to the South. Stella and her mother are talking about the Kennedy assassination. Teddy comes to the house. The mother does not want him to really come in, but allows him to come in for 3 minutes. He brings her flowers. He kisses her. He tells her about he's supposed to be opening up for Sam Cooke at the Apollo. Honorable Elijah Muhammad has a meeting with his laborers about he's going to cancel his TV appearance with Lester Wolf. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad makes it known that there going to be no remarks against the president of President Kennedy's assassination. And Malcolm disagrees with Elijah Muhammad. It is a perfect opportunity to speak about some things that need to be spoke about. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad tells him that he disagrees with him. And there's a supreme captain that is mad at him, saying that you're not doing anything. You're not fishing. You're not selling no newspapers. You're not doing anything, Malcolm. And Malcolm claps back saying that every time I make a TV appearance, I always think about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They go back and forth. He said, I'm the one that got you out of a garbage can in 1952. And then Elijah Muhammad scolds Malcolm to not speak about anything pertaining to John F. Kennedy. Elise is in the temple in washing her hands, and she overhears the supreme captain and that Muslim sister that has the cold stare that works in the drug treatment center talking. And the supreme captain is mad, saying that Malcolm tried to show him up at the meeting, said that he wants to kill Malcolm. She told him to calm down. Malcolm is a likely candidate to replace Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We still can change his mind. You know something, sister? She said, he asked Sister Elise to spy on Malcolm. Does that sound like a man sure of his replacement, the Supreme Captain said no. So bide your time. Action against Malcolm is always an option. Ernie and the mob talk about Levy Hall Oswald, that he may have been hired by the New Orleans Mafia, and they call him Patsy Oswald. They talk about Bobby Kennedy, had the goods on Marcello and Jacana in Chicago. Ernie is disappointed, saying that he's not a made man. He's never going to get his bones to become a made man. Other guys tell him that you got to get initiative. I knew what my bosses wanted and needed, and I was able to deliver. No questions asked. Initiative. Adam Clayton Powell and Bumpy are talking in his office about the Kennedy assassination, and he said that you need to investigate the mob's ties with the killing of Kennedy. And Adam said, no, it could maybe be Russia, Castro. Bumpy's breaking it down that Kennedy was a bootlegger, got ties in with the Chicago mob that helped their son get elected. Soon as Jack Kennedy was appointed president, he got his brother Bobby to become attorney general. Then he goes after the mob, Jacana in Chicago and Marcello in New Orleans. They all make threats to Bobby Kennedy. Adams said that they hate Bobby so much. Why kill the president? Well, the president, he calls it, could call in the military and go after them. But with Kennedy gone, Bobby Kennedy loses his power. Adam says, where's your proof? Bumpy says, it's just a theory. Bumpy wants Adam Clayton Powell to go after the mob. Adam is laughing. You want me to use my office to go after your enemies? Bumpy says, your enemies are my enemies too. Who do you think hired the lawyers for Esther James to sue you? Adam Clayton Powell said, your wife appealed to my clemency to not put you in the indictment, but you was going to pay your taxes. Adam tells Bumpy to quit while he's ahead. There's a guy that's going to whack Bumpy that's coming from Sicily, coming in town. Miss Gigante goes to Chin, her husband, about Teddy coming to the house, and she telling him he needs to do something about it. He says nothing about it. He's not going to do anything about it. She's mad at him about it, the situation. Malcolm's doing an interview. Malcolm's pressured by the interviewer to talk about the death of Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's assassination. And Malcolm says no comment every time, and he keeps pressing and pressing. Then Malcolm speaks the famous line, or quotable, I'm a farm boy. Chickens never made me sad. Chickens coming home to roost never made me sad. They made me glad. And he also talking about you reap what you sow. Leave Harvey Oswald, the shooter, the alleged shooter, was at the police station, and then Jack Ruby shoots and kills him. Bumpy told one of his soldiers to protect his family, to go there. And he said, Bumpy, you need protection too. He said, no, just go do what I say and take care of my family while they're going down to the south. Adam Clayton Powell and his advisors find out that Jack Ruby was on a strip club in Dallas, and he had ties with Jacana, Chicago, and Marcello in New Orleans. Just like Bumpy stated, Adam calls for a press conference. He said, I'm going to make Bumpy Johnson's day. Ernie talks to Gigante, talking about Stella. She tried to kill herself. He said that he's not going to kill Teddy. But Teddy's doing his gig in Apollo. And he's got advanced to go to L.A. and wants Stella to leave with him. And he kisses her. Malcolm is called by Elijah Muhammad for a private meeting. He's upset at Malcolm about his statement that the country loves the president. You made it hard for Muslims in general. And Malcolm was silenced by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for 90 days for his blunder. Malcolm agreed and submitted 100%. The assassin from Sicily kills this police officer and dresses up like him and goes to trying to get to Bumpy Johnson's house. Bumpy talks to Elise in the mosque, Temple Number 7, about leaving. He can make it safe for them. And Elise says he wants to stay because Malcolm was suspended by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And Bumpy is shocked, and then they go see him. And Malcolm says that Muslims are not supposed to look at me. He told Elise that for her protection that she needs to leave the office. And Bumpy and Malcolm talk. He said he loved the nation with all his heart, and is hurt by the situation that's going on. He's hearing people that in the temple want him dead. They want to kill him. Bumpy said, "Not under my watch, Malcolm." He said, "Only one man can give the order, and that's the one who I pledge my allegiance to." The guys are talking to Ernie. If you whack Teddy Green, maybe you'll be a made man. You got to show initiative. Bumpy tells his wife and Margaret goodbye, keep them safe. He told the soldiers to go there and make sure that they are protected. He wants to be alone. Teddy opens up at the Apollo for Sam Cooke, and he does a great show. Ernie's in the audience and is hearing it. Bumpy is all alone in his house with his gun ready for something. The shooter's coming for Bumpy to kill him. They start shooting at each other. They start wrestling on the ground, back and forth. Then to a certain point, he picks up a pan and hits Bumpy and knocks him out a little bit. Bumpy seems to be like he's knocked out a little bit. Then Elise comes in the door trying to see what's going on, and the guy's dressed like the police, the assassin. He goes up to her with the knife and punches her with the knife in the stomach. And then Bumpy gets up and tries to get him with the switchblade, and he falls, and they tussle and stuff, and he strangles him. And then to a certain point, then Elise comes with the switchblade and cuts him around the neck. I was like, wow, man. Woo. He asked her if you all right. She said, "I'm okay. Are you all right?" "Yeah, I'm okay." Adam Clayton Powell's trying to leave town. He's got on this crazy disguise. And his advisor brings it to his attention that the subcommittee hearing for organized crime is being dropped. That they trying to say that the assassination was tied into with the Russians or Cuba. Then Teddy and Stella are coming out the Apollo. Ernie greets them. And then before you know it, that guy that he was talking to, that's one of Gigante's soldiers, pulls a gun and shoots Teddy. And it appears that Teddy is dead, it appears. And you also have Bumpy calling Gigante, saying that that Italian guy that you sent from Sicily tried to kill me. He's in a body bag. And you thought you got me. I'm going to kill you. And I still got one up on you. And it goes off. Well, not quite. Where it goes to a point where Malcolm's leaving the temple. And, he's upset. All of the FOIs are looking at him with cold stares. And Bumpy Johnson comes to him, hugs the brother like a true brother, and they walk out. Then it goes off. This is supposed to be the last episode for this season 1. I hope there'll be a season 2. Overall, I thought it was a great episode. Overall, studying the history and still learning more about what happened during that time period. It's still fascinating to me. Well, that's going to be it. If you like my videos, y'all, please hit that red button under my videos if you have not subscribed. And please hit that bell to get further videos from me. As always, Moose says peace and blessings to everybody, and have a nice day. Thank you.